Hot Springs Village Inside Out is a closer look at the greatness of Hot Springs Village, Arkansas and the surrounding areas. People, places, experiences. Hot Springs Village is one of the most beautiful places on earth. Join me, Randy Cantrell, and my co-host Dennis Simpson as we engage in weekly conversations to explore Hot Springs Village Inside Out. Today's show is brought to you by Central Arkansas's favorite radio station, KVRE. Find them on the dial at 92.9 FM. Stream them live at kvre.com. RE/MAX of Hot Springs Village. The award-winning RE/MAX of Hot Springs Village is the largest real estate office inside the village with over 30 full-time agents and support staff. Visit them to learn more about this beautiful place to solve your real estate needs. Call them today at 1-800-364-9007. Find them online at explorehsv.com. They are RE/MAX of Hot Springs Village at 1-800-364-9007 or online at explorehsv.com. Ike Eisenhower State Farm. Ike and his award-winning team have been serving the insurance needs of folks all around Hot Springs Village since 1998. Ike has qualified for State Farm's President's Club, Chairman's Circle, and Hot Springs Village Insurance Agent of the Year. Call Ike Eisenhower State Farm today at 501-984-4100. That's 501-984-4100. Find them online at ikeeisenhower.net. Call them today for all your insurance needs because, like a good neighbor, Ike Eisenhower State Farm is there.
Hello and welcome today to a much different Hot Springs Village Inside Out. I'm Dennis Simpson, your co-host with Mr. Randy Cantrell. You're looking behind the scenes today, whether you wanted to or not. Sorry. Nothing wrong with the studio, the lakefront studio. I just needed a quick message and I wanted to drop some stuff. I've got a couple of shows to do. We're kind of not a summer sabbatical, but Teresa, Diane, and I are going to be out of town in a couple of weeks. And Mr. Randy is going to be doing the radio show, filling in for us. That's HSV Inside Out Radio Edition, Saturdays and Sunday mornings at 10 a.m. But as always, we have wonderful guests and wonderful clients, friends, who send us messages and say, we're having problems with X, blah, Y, and Z. Typically, that relates to real estate because a lot of people want to move to the village for the real estate, understandably. In this instance, we've had some people talking about, and it's been talked about on social media, in particular on Nextdoor. Let's get that out of the way. It's called, and let me pull this up here real quick. We'll go straight to the show. It is called a delayed occupancy agreement. Hope you see that there. Let me pull that over on this side here so I can see it better. Okay. The bottom line is that the delayed occupancy agreement, make sure I'm sharing the right screen here. Hang on, let me try this one more time with gusto. There we go. A delayed occupancy agreement is a very simple term. Very simple term. Let's say you find a house, you love the house, you say, I want to buy this house. And as a guy who's bought a lot of houses lately, you can get a little excited. And this is a hypothetical one for 23 Saldana. It's a lakefront property we have all over in Lake Balboa. And as soon as you get the paperwork signed in today's market, let me go back and say even in last year's market, that would be more fair. But in last year's market, what you wanted to do was, there was this, as my friend Pat Bollier says, FOMO, fear of missing out. We were afraid somebody was going to buy a house, we would never get the chance to get it, and that it would get past us, which is a valid concern. I get that. But in the melee of all that, here's what happens: you sign on the contract. And then the seller, the people who live in the house, say, we need a little more time. You don't want to be a jerk. You're like, sure, well, okay, sure, well, let's do that. And in the process of them needing a little more time, you say, okay, well, you can have another 10 days, another 20 days, another 60 days. Now, if you'll notice on this one, this is a Carmel's Central Arkansas Realtor Marketing Association. This is a Carmel's form with a number on it and everything, just like it's live. And it clearly says this delayed occupancy addendum is not intended for any occupancy in excess of 60 days. So, for example, we're going to sell this house, hypothetically. Today is May the 8th, and we're going to sell this house, and we're going to sell it May 31st. Okay. And, there's not that much stuff. There's a lot of stuff here to move out. And then Diane would have to get her stuff too, because, that's going to be significant. And we start moving and shuffling, and we think, we're going to have some more time. So we ask for one of these forms. We ask our realtor, the seller's agent, we ask for one of these forms to extend the occupancy. Now, here's what happens, in my opinion. Excuse me. Here's what happens. You initially say, yeah, we want this house. And yeah, you need a little more time. Oh, okay. And we try to work with you, Excuse me. Some spring allergies. What a lot of people forget is that for every day you let somebody else live in your house. Now remember, this is after closing. Okay. So June 10th, June 15th, something like that. For every day that you let somebody live in the house that you've already closed on, they're basically a sub-renter. They're renting it. And as you know, they still have the occupancy of the house. A lot of times on this form, a lot of people will just say, oh, well, that's okay. It's just 10 days. Don't charge anything. Don't charge anything. Personal opinion, not an attorney. My personal opinion is that's a very, very, very bad idea, because you could say in this agreement that per day, I need $50. I need $80. I need whatever. One of the reasons that I bring this up is because we had another lady that contacted the show, I guess coming on a year ago, and she had signed a 90-day extension. And you say, well, okay. And what's signed, let me be very, very clear here. What is signed and what is said are completely different things. If you don't know that, you're not into contract law. If I tell you, sure, we're asking for 90 days, we're asking for 10 days, but as soon as we're out, we're going to let you in there. Said, if it was written on this form that every day it's going to be $100, $125, $200. I don't know the value of your home. I don't know what it's going to cost you to live somewhere else or what you're going to be out. Because the bottom line is, May 31st, when we would hypothetically close on this home, June the 1st, we're going to start paying Arvest or what other good banker folks we have found. So it's never a $0 thing. So if you do, by any stretch, in my suggestion here, if you do take an extended occupancy delay addendum, a delayed occupancy addendum, that spells DOA. It's interesting. Okay, never mind. But if you take one of these DOAs and you don't assign $1 per day, it's the impetus. What's the rush? In the examples that I'm stating, and I will not mention names, but in the examples that I'm stating, everyone was well-meaning, I do believe. And I believe that what happened was, for example, for our kids, for example, unfortunately, maybe something happens to Diane or I, and this house sells May the 31st, and they've got a whole lot of stuff to clean out. There may or may not be a lot of stereo equipment in the basement. But if they have a lot of stuff to clean out and it's going to take them a while, they may go, can we have another 10 days? Well, who's going to be mean and say, no, you have to be out, or we're going to have the sheriff evict you on the 1st of June, or nobody's going to do that. But you can't be too nice and say, nah, just don't worry about it at all. So we get a 30-day extension. Let's say we got a 30-day extension. And we said, we think we're going to be through in about 10 or 15 days. We'll clear out as soon as we're done. We got 30 days. And people are as people are. Our kids would come in and go, okay, well, June 1st, man, we got to, okay, whoa. We're good till June 30th. We're cleared out till then. Well, why don't you go ahead and do it? Well, I got a little time and we're going to take that vacation on the third week and then we're coming back. And if I can't make this clear enough, if you do end up signing a delayed occupancy addendum, DOA, number one, in my personal opinion, not that of a lawyer or a realtor, insist on a dollar amount simply to keep people motivated to get things done. If there's no money involved, what's the rush? There are good-meaning, well-meaning people that don't have any problem in just going, yeah, well, don't worry about it. Associated story real quick. Have some family. We had a death in the family. Started to clean out some stuff and get it ready. And we couldn't reach some of the other family members. They had a trip planned to Alaska we didn't know about. Kind of blew up the schedule by about 10 days. You know what? I don't begrudge them that trip to Alaska ever. But that said, that's the kind of things in life that happen that if you don't have $1 per day assigned to it, it just doesn't light a fire under anybody's pants. Well, I know this seems odd. It seems weird. I promise if this ever comes up, you'll go, man, I'm glad I listened to that episode. And it's a super short episode. But it's not the only thing I want to talk to you about today. I'll make this one very, very brief and very, very clear. I've said before, and some of y'all are so patient, so wonderful. I've said before that there are big changes coming about at the Circle K. And one of those is Mr. Randy Cantrell. And I don't want to let all the cats out of the bag, but I will say that during the month from late May to the middle of June, Randy will be filling in for me at Hot Springs Village Inside Out. And it may not be as remote a location as it used to be. How about that? I'll leave it at that. I'll leave it at that, as if that's not teasing enough. Once again, thanks so much for being one of our listeners and watchers. We sincerely appreciate you. This affords us a lifestyle and a pleasure in bringing you this information that we just like to share. This is a great place. Randy and I were actually talking this morning, and Randy will be joining me again very soon because, other thing I meant to mention, guess what happens at the end of May? Yeah, 2 years. 2 years of Hot Springs Village Inside Out. Yeah, a lot of episodes, nearly 200 episodes. I believe maybe over 200 episodes in that time frame. Blessed. We're really blessed. Randy and I both. And we were talking about that this morning, that we're getting ready to do something special for the anniversary. We want to talk together and talk about that. But there's a lot of new things coming up on the horizon. One of the motivational speakers that I used to listen to all the time, unfortunately, he's passed away, is Jim Rohn, R-O-H-N, not the sports casting guy. Jim Rohn made a note one time. He said, I can tell you what the future holds. Yeah, I'm listening. The future, according to the 6,000 years of recorded history that we have, will be two things. There will be opportunity mixed with difficulty. Opportunity mixed with difficulty. No question, that's what's going to be happening. Thanks for tuning in again. Hot Springs Village Inside Out, Dennis Simpson. Mr. Randy will be joining us again soon. Oh, another little caveat I meant to say real quick. Let me cut back to this and read this real quick. This delayed occupancy form, I want to be explicitly clear. This is a legally binding addendum when signed by the parties below. Read it carefully. I'm reading directly from page 3. You may employ an attorney to draft this form for you. Not a bad idea. If you do not understand the effect of any part, consult your attorney before signing. Real estate agents cannot give you legal advice. The parties signed below waive their right to have an attorney draft this form and to have authorized real estate agents to fill in the blanks on this form. This form is produced and copyrighted by the Arkansas Realtors Association. The serial number is unique a number and may not be used on any other form. The serial number should be an original printing, not machine copied. Otherwise, form may have been altered, got to sign this before December 31st, 2023. Maybe somebody's going to want to try and buy our property before then. That would be great. But simple advice is, if you don't understand this, get an attorney. That's as simple as it gets. And the fact of the matter is, I don't know if you know this, in many states, New York being one of them, you cannot close on the sale of a property in New York without an attorney's assistance. Let that sink in. It's obviously just a big, big deal. And I don't want people to be caught out like they have been before. The bottom line is, buyer / customer / real estate agent, beware. You just don't know what people are going to need. Once again, my caveat is make sure that you're asking for a daily fee, simply so it puts a little burn in their pants, if you know what I mean, to get them motivated. Anyway, for Hot Springs Village Inside Out, I'm Dennis Simpson. We will see you next time, probably from the real studio.
Thanks for watching and listening to Hot Springs Village Inside Out, a weekly podcast starring Hot Springs Village, Arkansas. Visit the website at hotspringsvillageinsideout.com.